good, everybody? We on the road again, taking care of a little housekeeping today. Now I'm really moving any cars today, but I wanted to go down here to the Catskills and get a weight on the truck, pulling my trailer. So I kind of need to get a good idea as to what we're weighing, because I have done some modifications to the truck that have increased the weight. Now I put a bigger fuel tank in the truck, which we all know more fuel allows us to go a little bit further, but it also adds weight. And weight is kind of the enemy when you're running non-CDL, because you're only allowed 26,000 pounds. Well, in my particular case, with me running a dually, it's even worse because the truck is heavy. So the name of the game is to stay under 26,000. Anything 26,001 pounds or heavier requires a CDL. Now, my particular truck is a 2020 Ram 3500 dually tradesman. So, per the manufacturer, the gross vehicle weight is 14,000 pounds. Now, how that breaks down, and I know when I explain it to you like this, it's not going to make a whole lot of sense. But to break it down further, I'm allowed 6,000 pounds on my front axle, 9,750 pounds on my rear axle. And yeah, I know it doesn't add up to 14,000, it actually adds up to more. The thing to keep in mind though is I'm also pulling a trailer. Now I'm pulling a 20-foot Kaufman 10,000 pound tandem axle trailer. It has 5,200 pound axles in it. So a good side note to know and to realize, which kind of took me a little bit to figure out when I first started looking at trailers, is just because it says that it's rated for 10,000 pounds does not mean you can haul 10,000 pounds. What that means is a combination of the trailer and whatever you're hauling can't be more than 10,000 pounds. So you can't go buy a 10,000 pound trailer and expect all 10,000 pounds and not potentially tear something up, because it's probably gonna happen. Or you're gonna blow out a tire, bust a bearing, something like that. So that is the whole moral of the trip today. Now, we do gotta take a little pit stop and top off on fuel, because it's important when you pull onto the scale to get a weight, you want to have everything that you would have with you on the road. Okay, so that means tools, yourself, clothing, full of fuel, just everything that you normally have when you're on the road. So that way, when you pull onto the scale and get your weight, there's no denying it, there's no gray areas. You know what you weigh with everything you need, and then that in turn tell you how much you can haul on your trailer. So what's going to happen when you get down to the scale, you're going to pull onto the scale, and you're going to pull up and look at the little speaker box. It's going to be right outside of your driver's window. Now if you're running Hotshot, this particular speaker is going to be up there, because it's really designed for tractor trailers. So you might have to get out, push buttons or whatever, and they're gonna ask you first weight or reweigh. So obviously this is our first weight, so you're gonna say first. Now the reason they ask if it's first or reweigh is, let's say you pull into the truck stop, which, oh by the way, that's where most of your Catskills are, and you want to know what your weight is. So you pull on and you get weighed, you say first weight. Well, you find out that you're overweight. So you adjust your weight, move it around, move it forwards, move it backwards, so that you can try and move weight around. Because you're also, this is like a complete math game. Because not only are you trying to stay under a weight, but each axle can't exceed a certain amount of pounds. So like I just told you that my front axle has a 6,000 pound rating. So that means that I can't have anything over 6,000 pounds on that front axle. Now my rear axle is 9,750 pounds. So I can't have any more than that. Now the trailer can't have any more than 10,000 pounds of weight on that trailer. So let's just say I had 10,100 pounds on my trailer axles. Guess what? We're overweight. So I pull around, pull off the scales, pull into the parking lot, and I may have the ability to shift that weight from the back to the front and maybe apply that 100 pounds onto the rear axle of my pickup truck, where I may have 100 pounds to spare. And now I go back on the scale and I'll say reweigh. Well, when you do a reweigh, it's not as much as the first weigh. First weigh is typically $11, I believe. Don't hold me to it. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comments. I think a reweigh is like $5 or $6. It may even be less. But doing it this way and taking the time to do all of this, in the long run, is going to save you a ton of money. Because if you pull in the scale house and they give you an overweight ticket, you're gonna pay for it. I mean, I actually just come through the scales in North Carolina about 3 weeks ago, and I actually got stopped for an inspection, and I noticed that the guy that was next to me actually got an overweight ticket because he was in a 4-car rollback. You know, 1 over the head, 2 on the back, 1 on the stinger. He pulled on a scale and forgot to drop his lift axle, so they got him for being overweight. It ended up being like a $350 ticket. So let's think about this for a minute. $350 versus $11. I mean, I wasn't the best in math. Definitely wasn't my strong point, but I know enough to know that $11 sounds a whole lot better than $350. So stay tuned. I'm actually gonna hop out, top off, and then we'll get back on the road and I'll meet you at all right, here we go. Pulling onto the scales and get weighed. You want to creep on kind of slow, don't pull on fast because it'll actually tear up the scales that's in the ground. Now we're going to play the waiting game and wait for them to call us.
This is first way?
I'm sorry?
Is this your first way?
Yes, first way.
Truck number?
508.
Got your way, come on in.
Thank you. All right, so now you pull off the scales. And you're gonna find yourself somewhere out the way to park. And then you'll go inside the store and pay for your ticket that has your weights on it. So just bear with me for a minute. We're gonna park the truck and walk inside, pay the nice lady, and get our weight ticket. All right, well, you guys missed a little part of the trip. We made it back to the house, rolling it up for the day, but I wanted to go over the numbers with you guys. So we weighed in, as you guys saw in the picture I just attached. Front axle was 5,240 pounds. Rear axle was 6,000 pounds. And trailer axles were 1,300. So total combination weight of the truck and trailer empty, with everything that I need and I haul on my truck for things that I may need, tools, fuel, spare tires, we come in at 12,540 pounds. Now, something to think about, because I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to be going, man, that truck's super heavy. Well, yeah, it's got some stuff in it. I actually keep an additional spare for a total of 2 spare tires for the trailer, because let's face it, if we blow out a tire on the trailer, the availability of a trailer tire is a whole lot less than a tire for the truck. So I keep 2. I upgraded my fuel tank from the standard 31, 32 gallons to 65 gallons. So that's 30 plus additional gallons at 7 pounds a gallon. I also keep a set of wooden ramps that I made for low profile cars. On top of that, there's 2 spare 5-gallon fuel tanks, or fuel bottles with 5 gallons of fuel at 7 pounds a gallon again. So I got a little bit extra weight, but I'm also carrying things that I may potentially need that may not be readily accessible. Now, even with all of that, I still have room for 13,460 pounds worth of car, which I don't necessarily think I would be hauling something that heavy on a 1-car trailer. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I might find something, but I ain't found nothing yet. So I think I'll be all right. Now, like I said, that's 13,460 pounds. So let's say I wanted to upgrade. Well, you could legitimately get away with a 2-car trailer with 13,460 pounds of weight. Keep in mind, now that's a 2-car trailer, so we're talking more weight. And I believe the lightest 2-car trailer that's being manufactured right now might be Kaufman, and they're right around 4,300 pounds. So yeah, we're cutting a little bit into that 13,000 pounds, but I believe, you know, doing the math, we've got almost 3,000 left on the drive axle, and we still got all that weight on the trailer. So we'd be all right. We could do it. So in short, that's it for today. Appreciate you guys hanging around watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, hit that ding ding, and y'all take care. Have a blessed day.